1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, welcome to LessonsWithTroy.com. Today's lesson is going to be all about the song Blackberry Blossom. I'm going to show you a couple different ways of playing the A section, and I'll show you one way that might be a little bit easier than the way that I just played on the demo of the song. Sounds something like... So you're more in open position than you are way up here doing a lot of the open string rolls. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just go like I do with all my lessons, show you the left hand close-ups, and then I'll switch over and show you the right hand close-ups. Go measure by measure. I'll play it slow and explain exactly what I'm doing. Okay, let's get started with that first couple measures. Okay, those first two measures, you could start with a pickup if you wanted to, something like this. You know, that's just your standard little pickup. I'm going O on my third string, O on my fourth string, 2, 4. Okay, and that'll lead me into that first measure of the song there. So that's just a little lead in. O on my third string, 0 on my fourth string, then 2 on my fourth string, 4 on my fourth string. Okay, let's get started with that first measure there. It'll be the first little part where I'm up here on my 7th fret. Okay, measure number 2, this is going to start our song off. We're going to be playing over top of this G chord here. Now, what you want to do is you want to pull your bar back so that you're not barring everything on your 7th fret. You'll pull it back to where you can get some of these open strings on your 2nd and 3rd string. So I pull it back, and another thing is I take my left hand and I don't lay it on my leg. I found that I was doing that, and then I push down on the strings, and that kind of pushes it out of tune. So if you keep your wrist off your leg, that'll keep a real light wrist, and you're not going to push the notes out of tune there. But that first measure sounds like this slowly. That's over a G chord and then over a D chord. Half the measure is a G chord, and then half's a D chord. Once again, it sounds like this. Now I'm going to show you much more is going on with the right hand than the left hand with this, but I wanted to show you what I'm doing with the bar here. I have it pulled back to where I have it flat on my 4th, 5th, and 6th string, but then I'm leaving my 3rd, 2nd, and 1st string open. Okay, and really watch. You can see how when I push down too hard, it pushes those strings down too far. So keep that wrist off the leg. That's a bad habit that I find that I get into. So as I was recording it, I saw that I was doing that. So I lightened up my wrist, and I found that it was much more in tune. Okay, let me show you what's going on with the right hand, and then that'll really explain that first measure. Okay, the easiest way to think about the right hand with a lot of these rolls that you're going to be doing is group them in sets of 3 strings. So the first part, I'm going to group it in this set of 3 strings, where I'm doing thumb on my 4th string, index on my 3rd, middle on my 2nd. And then I'm going to move down to this set of 3 strings. Thumb on my 5th, index on my 4th, and middle on my 3rd. So it looks like this slowly. That's the first part of the measure. I'm doing index, thumb, middle, index. Now I'm going to shift my hand down to this set of 3 strings, and then I'm going to play thumb, thumb, middle, index, thumb. So if you break that measure up into two different parts, you have this part, index, thumb, middle, index on this set of 3 strings, right? And then move to the next set, and you're going to do this. Thumb, middle, index, thumb. Kind of complex. But that's what you're going to be doing throughout this whole song, is kind of grouping this in sets of 3 strings.